Hi, this is Mike Vontour from Perkiomen Paranormal. We're here at Spring Run Natural Foods down in Kennett Square, and I'm sitting here with the owners, Art and Karen, and they invited us to come into the building this evening to do a preliminary investigation. How about you tell us a little bit about some of the things that are going on in the building here?
Well, we've been in here for about 10 years, and one of the things that when we first started setting up the store, we don't have the pictures, we have to find them, but we were taking pictures of everybody working, and every picture we took had a smoky, like almost like a floating smoky area around everybody. Some of them were more pronounced than others, but it was, I mean, not just one. We took about 30 or 40 pictures, and I'd say out of those, at least 15 pictures had some kind of a...
The phone just cut out.
Having trouble with your phone again? Okay. Well, I'm still rolling, so we're going to continue on here.
So, so at that point, didn't think much of it at the point in time.
There is the one picture that I took in the back hall, and at the top of the hallway, you can see really clearly the outline of what looks like a monk with the robe and everything.
A monk. That's pretty interesting.
And
Okay.
the face, you can't see a face, it's all dark. And that was quite amazing. And there is this big white streak that would come out in a lot of pictures in another area of the store. No matter what time of day it was, or we took it that day, or who was there, or anything, it still had the same
Streak. Okay.
just in that one area.
A lot of times when I've been here by myself, I usually do orders late at night a couple of times, and I'm here by myself, and I don't have all the lights on. And when I've gone to use the bathroom, the stairs, the doors upstairs backs up against the bathrooms. And I'll be in the bathroom and no one else is in the store. And while I'm sitting in the bathroom, I'll hear footsteps going up the stairs. And I've gotten out thinking that somebody came in. And I've gone back and there's been no one here, no lights on or anything. And,
Okay.
A lot of times I've also been sitting at the desk and I've heard like a loud, like something fell upstairs. And in the beginning it used to really startle me, and I guess I got used to it.
So these are pretty loud bangs then, in other words, huh?
Yeah, like something like a chair fell or something, you know.
Okay.
And the footsteps are pretty loud, and also a lot of times I've come in the morning and I've smelled like a dog was in here and went to the bathroom in the back of the store, and I've had to use sage to lift up the energy.
Okay.
But, I've also felt the presence. I've heard a giggle of a young girl, and I've seen a shadow figure, a small shadow figure. Like sometimes out of the corner of my eye, I'll turn to look, and then there's this like small figure running around the corner. Just recently, I had about a week ago, I had an experience where I was on the register, and it was close to closing, and I saw out of the corner of my eye somebody, like a short person, standing on this side by the door, and as I turned, they ducked down. And I thought it was my younger daughter hiding on me, playing like a game. We've done that sometimes. And when I looked over the counter, there was nobody there, and when I said to my wife, "Where is she? Where's Guinevere?" My wife said, "She's in the back getting adjusted by the chiropractor." And it was like, it really spooked me because it was like not, like usually I've seen the figures like around the corner. This was right next to me.
Okay.
Giggling. Recently I was in the bathroom late at night, and the family had left about 5 minutes before, maybe 10 minutes, and I was in the bathroom and all the lights were out in the store, and I heard a bang on the door really loud, and I thought the family came back and they were like knocking on the door to startle me or something. And when I got out, I ran out of the bathroom and lights were off and the car was gone, and I called them and I said, "Were you just back in the store? Did you forget something?" And they're like, "We're almost home."
Well,
And it was like somebody smashed on the door really loud.
that's got to be pretty startling.
Yes.
So far we have apparitions. You guys are actually seeing full body apparitions.
Yes.
We have physical bangs and noises all around the store.
Yes.
My daughter's heard her name called a couple times when she's gone to go upstairs, and she won't go up there anymore.
Okay, so there's intelligence to this too. So they're actually recognizing your names. Also, images on the cameras, you're saying?
Yes.
All right. Anything with physical touch?
Bronwyn? What happened?
Well, there's a couple of things. One is where it's not so much a physical touch, but I'll be in the store working, and it's during the day, and I'll be busy stocking or pricing something, and I'll feel what I think is one of my kids or Art coming up behind me, really close, almost touching, and I'll turn like to say what, and there's no one there. And it just takes my breath away because it's so close. I can just feel almost the pressure of what I think is someone near me. And then one other thing happened to our daughter. We'd been sitting in the back bagging things for a
And
couple of hours.
how old was your daughter at this
20
time?
at the
20,
time,
okay.
yeah.
And this happened how long ago?
Well, she's 22 now, so it happened a couple of years ago.
Okay.
She was 20, and she was sitting on a couple of crates, and they're sturdy, they lock together, and she'd been there for a while, we'd been working, and all of a sudden, I heard her yelp. I turned and looked, and I saw the crates flying across the room.
Wow.
And when I looked at her, she was still in the air. And I remember thinking, how is that possible? And then she dropped to the floor. And when this happened to her, the bag in her hand, she just kind of dropped it and she flung her hands out, I think, trying to hold her balance. And we noticed afterwards she had what looked like scratches on her arm.
Scratches.
And we spent 2 or 3 days, all of us that were my other daughters and I, trying to figure out how would that have happened to her when there was nothing to have scratched her at the time. She's working, she goes like this, she drops to the ground. There was nothing that could have touched her arm. And
So really,
I can't understand it.
you guys have pretty much experienced everything you could possibly experience
Yes.
paranormally in this building.
With smells and things that we've seen. And a lot of times we'll hear what we think are the freezer doors opening and slamming closed, and there's no one over there. A lot of this will happen at night, especially.
We also had this happened with the chiropractor that's here. He would, sometimes when he's here, when he doesn't have patients, he'll go around facing the shelves. And while he was by the honeys, he said a jar flew off the shelf. And he was a little bit freaked out. He said, I was just facing the shelves and I turned around to go towards the maple syrups, and he said all of a sudden a jar of honey flew off the shelf and it crashed. And he said it was nowhere near the edge of the shelf. I've had boxes fall off the shelf. Matter of fact, it startled me sometimes. I'll be working at the desk.
I'm
and
sure.
There's no music on, it's really quiet. I'm scanning an order in, and all of a sudden I hear something fall. And I get up and think, okay, well, there's no way that could have fallen because it wasn't like on the edge of the shelf.
The alarms have gone off for no reason at
Yes.
all. And the alarm company has repeatedly checked everything and told us everything is fine. There's no reason it should be going off unless something sets it off.
Okay. So, you've been here for 10 years. Do these things happen pretty regularly around here, or would you say? Or?
Yeah, I'd say pretty regularly. Just when I think it's not happening anymore, it'll all of a sudden something will happen. When I figure, oh yeah, it stopped happening, or it'll happen again.
Okay.
A lot of times when I've been upstairs searching for something, I've always felt like there was somebody behind me, especially by the heater room or in the back room, which would be in this section over here. I'd feel like there was almost somebody watching me or walking with me, and you could feel that energy. It's a real heavy presence. And the thing that's interesting about this place is heat rises, and this place has no insulation, and we keep it pretty warm during the course of the day, but every time you go upstairs, and especially when you hit the heater room, which you think would be warm, it's really cold. So that should be warm, and it's not. It's
Okay.
cold. Upstairs is always cold, and there's no insulation up there.
All right. Well, we definitely have a lot of activity going on in the building here then.